Hello guys, in this video we'll explain the Insert tab in Microsoft Excel, and especially we'll see how to insert a table and charts. So let's say I want to format my Excel cells here, or range of cells, to look as a table. So let's, for example, I want to select these data and I want to format it as table. So I click on Insert Table. This is the range of the table, and I want to select here that my table has already headers, so I don't want to insert additional headers to my table. Now if I click on OK, my selected data are now formatted as a table, where we can filter any column. Each column now has a filter where you can filter your data inside it. In the table, you can change the table style, choose any table style. You can highlight the first column, as we see here, or the last column, or we can hide the header row and the banded row. We can also insert a total row that displays the total of the final column data. Now let's see how to insert a chart or display my data into a chart, especially the bar chart. So let's say I want to insert in a chart, or insert a chart and display in this chart the grades of exam 1, exam 2 and exam 3 of each student. So I want to display for each student the grade in exam 1, exam 2 and exam 3. So to insert a chart, first I want to select my data that I want to display. First I want to display the names of the students, so I want to select the range of students with the header here, with the header student. So I want to select this first column that I want to display. Now I want to select the exam 1, exam 2 and exam 3 columns. So to select the remaining columns, we need to hold the control button on the keyboard, and while holding, now I can select the remaining ranges while holding the control button on the keyboard. I'm still holding it, so I'm selecting the data that I want to display into a chart. Now after finishing selecting the columns, I can remove my hand on the control keyboard. So I want to display the grades of exam 1, exam 2 and exam 3 of each student here. Now once we select the data, we can now click on Insert Chart. For example, I want to insert a 2D column chart. So here in the chart, it displays the grades of exam 1, which in blue, exam 2 in orange and exam 3 in violet, of each student. Here we have Ben, Jason, Tim, Julia, and Alex. So the grade of Ben in exam 1 is 100. In exam 2 is 95, and in exam 3 also is 100. Now we can customize this chart. So for example, here I can add a title or rename the title of this chart. I can add additional element into my chart. So here, for example, I can add axis titles. Here, for example, I want to add an axis title. And rename it students. I can add a vertical axis title. Let's say, for example, grades. I can add data label to my columns, which means to display the exact data or the exact value on the bar columns. I have multiple options. I can display the data value on the center of the bars, in the inside and inside base, above or outside and. I can insert a data table, which means display the table of the values, or display the table also into the chart as seen here. So now this chart display the bars or the columns, and the table display the grades into chart and table also. We can change also the chart style from here. I can select any style I want. I can change the chart type from column to bar to pie to any chart style I want. And finally, we can move our chart to another sheet. For example, now let's say I want to move this chart into the second sheet named sheet 2. So if I click on move chart, he asks me where you want the chart to be placed. So I want to place my chart as object in, for example, sheet 2. Now if I click on OK, my chart is now moved to the sheet named sheet 2. Also in the insert tab, you can insert shapes, pictures, text box, hyperlinks, header and footer equations as seen before in the Microsoft Word. The same here can be applied.